and welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
And I am Stacey Earlywine, and we are glad to be with you for another episode.
Absolutely.
I like this episode, too. Yeah. We say it every time, but yeah, this one's
It's going to be a good one.
It is, yeah.
If you're just joining us each week, Stacey and I talk about things from the past, nostalgic items, and the history of Clay County, Illinois. So we have some interesting women to talk about today.
We do, and they're not killers.
They're not killers.
They're not killers.
No murderers. We're talking about good women.
Hardworking, strong.
Independent women who made a difference in Clay County.
Late 1800s, early 1900s, up all the way,
through World War II and today. So, a lot of...
That is exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, doing all the research that we're doing, it is nice to see because, but I'll tell you what. There's a lot of strong, powerful women. If women have shaped this country as much as men have.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no doubt about it. And I feel like we get lost in the shuffle a lot.
We do. And, I did a lot of research this past week and all the books I read, lists and lists and lists of men. All the men that did this and did this and did this. I mean, I had to really dig to find a story or a picture of women. But when you found one, there was a really good story.
They were pretty tough.
Yeah, the men's stories outnumber the women 10 to 1, at least.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, me either. Boo.
What is it? Behind every strong man is a stronger woman. I'm going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we not only did our own thing, but then we had to put up with them in the process.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about today. I really like the ladies that I picked out to do. I really digged one of them a little bit more than the other one. She was pretty amazing. Okay. But anyway, what do we start our show off with?
We always start our show off with some advertisements
yes.
from the past. And today we're looking at a Better Homes and Gardens magazine.
Yes.
From what's the year on that
one?
Oh,
goodness sakes. Let's see here. October 1951.
Oh, 51.
Yeah, look at this baby.
Okay.
Yeah, we're into...
let it focus there.
Let it focus there we go.
Okay.
Look at the colors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really clever how they did that in like 4 different little pictures and they did each one a different color scheme.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Of course, yellow's my favorite, so I'm really... and I'm pretty sure that I had yellow walls in my house at one time that were probably that bright in the front living room.
Okay. I kind of might remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a yellow living room for years and years, although mine was more like a soft butter, not like that. But I might go back to that one day. I like it.
I do. I love these curtains in this blue. That gold and that blue looks really good together.
Yes. I love gold and blue together.
Yeah, I love all these. I'm not a real big green fan. The green up there on the top right. I don't know. I'm not a real big...
I could totally do green in my house, too.
Yeah, and I can do turquoisey stuff. But yeah, I'd say out of this is my favorite. I even like the chairs and everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Better Homes and Gardens. Yeah, some good times there.
We're going to look at an ad in there.
I don't know who before some of them have like the names of the ladies that it was, but whoever had this one liked the icebox cookies recipe on page 93.
Oh, she made a note of that on the cover.
She made a note of that on the cover.
That's we might have to make it sometimes.
Your mom.
Yeah. My mom will make them and bring them into us. We all know she's the baker.
Yes, she is the baker. Okay, let's find this picture. Okay. Look at this. Okay. I know. Okay, so why would I pick this? It's tablecloths. We're advertising tablecloths, guys. And it says the newest in Simtex modern cloths, checkered tweed. But what I love the poodle plates.
Those poodle plates are fantastic.
I have never in my life... of all the auctions I've been to and all the retail stores and all the junk stores, because I love all the... I have never seen poodle plates.
Well, that's because they're probably already taken by somebody that collects poodle stuff.
Right? I mean, you just don't even think about this.
Okay, so this brings 2 things to my mind. One, those paper towels are really tall.
Yeah. That's a candle. It's a candle.
That's a candle.
See the flame on top?
I do now. I thought that was like a paper towel roll, and the flame was the little wooden piece.
That's a candle. I love the where the flowers are at, the red carnations next door. That milk glass picture that they're in. I love that. Well, these people, I mean, because then right to the left of what you thought the candle is a basket of wine. So hello, George. Yeah,
Welcome home, honey.
Welcome home, honey. But this, I'm telling you what? It just goes to show you, you almost can't beat red and black.
No, it's timeless.
It really
always goes.
is. It really is. And once again, we don't eat like this anymore.
Well,
if I like to do dishes, I would eat like this more. Yeah. And if I had poodle plates, I would eat like this.
Well, so this okay, here's the other thing I'm thinking. I read sometimes women's magazines that are current.
Uh-huh.
I cannot think of the last time anyone advertised tablecloths.
Oh, no.
You know, women's magazines now, it's all about perfume, fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Things with, your body image, makeup. Yeah. It's all about how you look. It has nothing at all to do with your home. Even in your home magazines, the advertisements are not for tablecloths.
They're not for tablecloths, but these tablecloths come in different. They come in curry, nutmeg, and sage green.
Ooh,
but I'm digging that. I just don't think them poodles would look any better than on a black and white tablecloth.
No.
I don't know. I
love these Better Homes and Gardens people. They had a good team of marketing and advertisement people back then because they knew what they were doing. They put together a good photograph.
Let's see how much this magazine costs. 25 cents.
Wow.
Unless you're in Canada, 35. Oh yeah, guys, look at this. Get a gander at this book. That's thick.
Yeah.
That's thick.
I bet it's an inch.
3/4 probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. They're heavy, and I'm loving them. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that black and white's just pretty awesome.
Yep.
So, Beth, why don't you tell our viewers where they can catch us?
Okay, so we are on Wabash Communications, Catch TV, Channel 100, daily, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. And we're also on YouTube. Our channel is called By the Way with Beth and Stacey. And most of our episodes are on there. They're being added a little bit more each week. So if you're not in Clay County and you want to keep up with us, that's the best way to do it. We also have a Facebook page. You can follow us on there. And we have an email, and it is, by the way, with Beth and Stacey at gmail.com. You can email us, contact us through Facebook, whatever, if you have any comments, questions, show ideas, anything like that. We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely. We want to know what's going on with you guys, and bring us the show. We'll try to track it down, see what we've got.
Yeah, let's jump into these
stories. We've got lots.
We've got a lot of them.
I'm going to start.
Okay.
Is that okay if I start first?
Sure.
Okay, so this is a pic. Okay, my lady I'm going to talk about is Ruby Tanner Campbell.
Okay.
Ruby, she was a performer.
Yeah,
look at her. Look at her, man. She's like got it all going on.
She does.
Yes.
And you can just tell by her face, she is truly a happy, nice person.
She was. Apparently, she was outstanding. Ruby Tanner Campbell. She was the daughter of J. Mac Tanner and Midas Clifton Tanner. She was born in Louisville on October 4th, 1892.
Wow.
Okay. Now, of course, her father was served in the Civil War. Okay. He also owned a sawmill here in Clay County. Okay. So that was pretty interesting. So her mother's probably stays home, and dad owns a sawmill. He later became the warden of the Southern Illinois Penitentiary in Chester, Illinois in 1902.
Oh, wow.
How weird is how do you go?
Did he travel back and forth to do that job, or did he live there?
I don't know. Where is Chester?
Chester is on the Mississippi River, south of St. Louis, but south of, I don't know, Carbondale, that way, you just southern Illinois, but along the Mississippi.
Well, so the interesting thing about Ruby is, so she was born here in Louisville, and they must have traveled because since she met her husband in Kentucky, he was a Kentuckian, then they moved back. But anyway, unfortunately, her dad died in 1914. His wife, Ruby's mother, Midas, how fun is that name? Midas Clifton Tanner. She actually died 1 week prior to her daughter's death, so we'll jump into that a little bit more. Oh. But Ruby was married to Dr. George Campbell, okay?
She's married a doctor, okay.
From Kentucky, and they had one child, Mary Jane.
Aww.
Mary Jane, yes. So her and her husband, they moved to Florida in 1921. Okay. So she was born in Louisville. They must have traveled their way. I think these people traveled a lot of places.
Yeah.
it seems like everybody we talk, they jump around.
Maybe they moved to Chester because of her dad's job.
Yeah.
And then she came back.
Yeah, and then she came back. But anyway, so she married this. She was noted for her outstanding musical ability. She was a singer, a pianist, and a very talented speaker. So she was sought after because like
perform.
she was a performer. Yeah, she was an absolute performer.
She would have probably been a total star today.
Absolutely, and everywhere she went, she packed. Apparently, she had like a
following,
and she had a big personality.
Oh,
yeah, she had a big person.
I like her.
I do too. She would, like I said, she was a talented speaker, and she packed the house everywhere she went. And the funniest thing is, a lot of times, like she directed men's choirs. So everywhere she went, she packed the house. She was an active member of the Flora Women's Club. Which, have you found any?
I have seen some pictures of the Flora Women's Club, and it was huge. And there was a ton. I mean, the who's of Flora.
We might want to try to dive into that one because I'm like, that's a pretty cool thing. Mm-hmm. And she was also a member of the Professional Women's Club organization. And for several years, she directed the music at the state convention for the B and PW Club. So yeah, I don't know what that is either. But I'm like, the B&O Railroad? No, B and PW Club.
Okay.
She was an active member of the First Christian Church, and she directed the Men's Glee Club.
Oh.
Actually, her last performance that she did, they traveled with this 30-piece male. Not orchestra.
Like singing group?
The Glee Club, yeah. She had 30 men that she bossed around, which that's one reason why I like this lady. Uh-huh. And they traveled from Flora to Olney and Fairfield. They was a 30-voice male choir. And that was actually one of the last performances that she did. Unfortunately, she died young. She received such notoriety and admiration everywhere she went. And she died on Sunday morning, March 26th, in 1933, at the tender age of 40.
Oh.
So she did die young. Her mother died only a week prior.
Yeah, what's up with that? Did they have an illness?
I don't. It's apparently because they said that she was a patient at the Olney Sanitarium for several weeks after suffering. It just says ill health. Yeah. She is actually buried at the Orchard Hill Cemetery in Louisville by her father, her mother, and her brother. So they're all buried up here at the Orchard Hill Cemetery in Louisville. And they said that whenever Ruby Tanner passed away, the whole county mourned her loss because she was such a big personality. We're talking.
She was a local celebrity.
She was a local celebrity, and she died in 1933. So this little girl took it home. I mean, she died, and she was beautiful. She looked great. I mean, that picture is just great. She just looks like she's full of life and vibrant. And, we need to take a quick commercial break and come back with our famous ladies.
We'll be back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Lumber, doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas.
What?
You better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. St. Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Okay, welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we are talking about strong and important women in the history of Clay County.
Yes, and we just touched on Ruby Tanner Campbell,
Yes.
and she was a singer and a performer in our area, and actually went to the church that Beth and I go to, First Christian.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about, like, if she died in the 1930s, I'm trying to think of which building. She would have been in one of the pretty old buildings that we used to have. Yeah, I can't remember. Dates get past
not the
me.
one that we're in now.
But yeah, so Ruby Tanner, larger than life. I love her. Yeah,
Yes.
she was awesome.
Okay, so we got a lot. Let's jump
We
to the
do.
next one. You want to go with
Okay,
me?
I'll go because
Okay.
the next one I have is very short.
Okay.
Her name is Violet Medley.
Okay.
Now, the Medleys in town were a very prominent family, and chances are we will probably do a whole, throw them on an episode when we do families, because they brought a lot to Flora. And do you remember when we did the J. Black house that's on Vincent Street? The Medleys were actually the second owners of that house.
Oh, okay.
They lived in that big
Okay.
Victorian that's still standing on Vincent Street.
This particular person.
Violet Medley. Violet and
Okay.
Victor Medley lived in that house. Do you want to
Okay,
show us a
let's-
picture
yeah.
of Violet? She's a beautiful lady.
Oh, she is beautiful.
Violet Medley was the wife of Victor. And what's impressive about Violet is she was the administrator of the Clay County Hospital for many years through the 50s and 60s.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she was a beautiful lady, very classy. And I found her story interesting because Beth and I were just pondering how many female administrators of our hospital that we've had.
I don't think near as many as the males.
I bet not, and I bet Violet was probably the first one. But yes, she was there from the 50s and 60s. She contracted polio in her adult years. See, now I guess polio is an actual disease that you can.
Yeah, but I thought it mainly affected children. So.
Yeah,
Is that what killed her?
No, cancer.
Oh.
But she contracted polio in her adult years.
I don't know enough about polio to know if that's very common, but
When did they start vaccinating for
in
that?
the 50s.
Okay, so we're so she would have got, I bet she just missed the vaccination a little bit, huh? But she continued her duties at the hospital. She lived until the 1980s.
Oh.
And
Cool.
she, unfortunately, contracted cancer, or got cancer, and passed away of cancer. But she was a strong female. Like I said, the Medleys, there's a big story on the Medleys, and they're pretty impressive. And we'll have to do a story on them.
Okay.
They're pretty awesome. Okay. So, do you have a lady for us?
I have a lady named Leota Doherty Banker.
Ooh.
And
how do you say that name?
Leota. Which actually I love that one too. Like, we're gonna have a whole list of names that we love.
I wish I was having kids again.
Leota,
Midas.
I don't wish I was having kids again,
which one was?
I do like to name things. I can name other people's kids.
Well, we can name our animals that.
Yeah.
What was that one? Gosh, Beth, what was the name that we love so much on a show?
It was like Jacks. It all ended with X.
Yes. It was that ad, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I'm going to have to go through my Better Homes and Gardens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my friend Dorothy actually texted me, and she said she knew a lady that was actually named that name.
Well, when we need to text your friend Dorothy and find out what the name of it is.
Our messages.
Because if I get a new puppy, I'm going to have to.
Yes. But anyway, back to Leota.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about Leota, okay? Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of her. Let's see. Where is Leota? Leota Banker. Okay.
Now, she looks serious.
She does look serious.
What's our years?
Okay, so she was born in, let's see here, 1891 in Clay City. And she... at the age of 7, moved here with her parents, or so after a year she kind of went back and forth between Clay City and Murfreesboro, I guess is what this means.
Oh, really?
So she ended up graduating high school from Murfreesboro. And her mother died while she was there. And in 1917, she and her father returned back to Clay City, and he opened a drugstore. So he was the pharmacist, and she was the assistant.
Okay.
She was like his apprentice. But then the dad died in 1926, and so she inherited the drugstore, and she went to school to study pharmacy, passed the State Board of Examiners in January of 1929, so right when the stock market crashed around all that. she became a licensed and registered pharmacist. And
Wow.
So there was one drugstore in Clay City, I think, and she was it. And she took special pride in the front window of her drugstore. And she always had, like everyone would drive by and everyone would walk by to see how she decorated her front window. Mm-hmm. Because apparently she put a lot of thought into, like, making it beautiful on a regular basis. It was, like, known as one of the most beautiful places in Clay City. So she actually won national awards in window decorations and displays.
Really?
So, yes, she was a
Wow.
pharmacist, so she was smart. She had it going on upstairs. She could handle all of that chemistry and all the things that they did. But she also had this whole feminine side where she was very into decorating, and she won national awards. So I imagine if you're in
Wow.
a national competition on window decorations, you're probably competing against places like
Macy's
on State Street
Uh-huh.
in Chicago, or Macy's in New York
That's
City,
right.
known for their Christmas window
Neiman Marcus. With Neiman Marcus around at those
I
times?
don't know, but there were
I'd say Macy's was
back
the
in
big
those days,
one.
there were a lot of large drugstores, or not drugstores, large.
Well, you got Pennies and all
yes,
those. Yeah, they were
of
all
those
still
big
around.
Stores, and they all did those huge windows.
And hers was in Clay City.
And hers was in Clay City, Illinois.
Wow.
And she won.
I
national
think that Clay
competitions.
City needs to put that up when you come into the town.
Uh-huh.
Home of
Yes.
Leota Darty Banker.
Yes. And
Window display winner. That's impressive.
this is an old article I found, but it said that the drugstore was owned by has been owned by the Doherty family, and today it retains the name Doherty Drugstore. Now, I don't know if that's one of the buildings that's still standing. I don't know. But it was called the Doherty Drugstore. And she ended up marrying somebody that was last name Banker, and my article doesn't say a whole lot about her. But I was pretty impressed with Leota.
You know,
let's
look at her. But because I'm looking at this woman, and I'm not seeing decorator.
I'm not either. But, you know, sometimes pictures just aren't flattering.
Well-
and that's a weird one, too, because it's been super cropped. And,
Yeah.
And she kind of has the same hairdo as the other lady we just looked at that was the administrator of the
Violet,
hospital.
yeah.
Violet. They kind of, let's look at Violet again. They kind of have the same
Yeah.
hairdo.
Yeah, she's got that whole, yeah.
So maybe it was the photographer's fault. She looked so stern.
Well, and didn't for like portraits and stuff. Didn't they have to like stand there for like days? I mean, it seemed like
But
it was
this would have been
forever.
in, like the 20s and 30s.
Oh, okay, so it'd been a little quicker.
She would have then, no, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not a super flattering
She was
picture, but
very-
I think
So how
that
would
she
they-
was actually really friendly and
Okay,
nice.
so let's just real talk here. So today you have a store window and you would just take a picture and send it off somewhere or put it on YouTube or whatever and somebody see. How did they even, who came to Clay City and was like, man, that's a cool window decoration?
I don't know.
How did that happen?
I don't know. She probably wrote them a letter and said, please come and look at my windows. Because I'm
my
entering
gosh.
the competition. And they probably just had people that drove all over to.
Well, and then let's real talk again. Pharmacies, why would you even think that they would have pretty store windows? Because pharmacies, they have everything.
I think this woman was just, she had a business and a hobby, and she put them together and made them both happen in the same building. I think the window decorating brought her joy.
Yeah.
But I think the pharmacy was probably a little bit of like It's a Wonderful Life type of thing where she felt, I'm just guessing here, forced into this business, her father's business. He died. She has to take it over.
Right.
There's no brother. There's no one else to do it. So she steps up and stays in her hometown and
I bet you're right.
Does the job that was left to her.
Do we know where she's buried?
I don't
Does it
think
say?
so.
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, well, I guess we did find out that the Campbells, and I don't know if the Medley. I think the Medleys are buried out of Downwood.
Okay.
I bet they are too. That'd be interesting
Yeah.
to find. You know what's funny, guys? For all of you listening, it is really fun. I guess fun's not the right. It's very interesting that like after we do a story to go to the cemeteries and find these people's graves.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but it's just like whenever we left and we went and visited Samuel White. And it's almost like when you walk up there, it's like, oh my gosh, this is Samuel White's grave. And I had no idea. I've been in the cemetery forever.
Yeah.
And he is the founding father of Flora.
Yeah.
And it just gives me goosebumps.
I know.
We are either incredibly weird.
We probably are.
But I want to go find the Medleys.
Yeah.
And I want to go find Ruby Campbell's.
We are after we leave here. We're going to go find Ruby. We're filming in Louisville. I'm not sure everyone knows that, but we filmed a show in Louisville. So we are in Louisville now. Ruby is buried in Louisville.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
At the Orchard Hill Cemetery.
Yes.
Which Orchard, once again, from the Orchard show.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Show on Orchard, so I'm sure that has something to
I'm
do with
telling you,
that.
I don't even know.
Okay, we have a few minutes before we go to the next commercial, so jump in.
I'm going to talk a little bit about Anna Blair.
Okay.
And I love Anna Blair. She's probably my favorite of my people.
Okay.
And I'll split her up. I'll talk a little bit about Anna, and then I'll come back after commercial and finish her.
Okay.
And actually, this book, Anna was a photographer.
Oh.
Okay, which in this book, it's the Souvenir Supplement Clay County Record Floor Illustrated from October 1900. And all the pictures that are in here, Anna actually took.
Oh.
Okay, but I'm going to start back with Miss Anna Blair, who's, like I said, the photographs for this souvenir book are in here. She was born in Clay County in the Hoosier Prairie Township with her parents, and they lived on a farm until she was 8 years of age. Her father died, however, when she was but 5 years old.
Aww.
He was brought home from the Civil War, and where he was sick, and he died about 6 weeks later. So once again, we've got this prominent young girl, just like the Campbell lady. Dad comes home from the war, he's sick, and they die. Mm-hmm. So the war has a lot to do with, I think, how they shape these women, because now it's just like her and her mom. They have a farm, and now it's up to them to survive.
Yeah.
Okay?
Life was hard.
Yes. Yeah. So then they moved to Louisville. Okay? And Anna actually entered the public school. And Mrs. Mary Finch was her teacher. Okay? So now she's a little girl, and she has entered into the public school system. And she was such a good reader that she was like first in her class.
Aww.
She was actually very smart and very intelligent. This woman was very talented, kind of like Ruby Campbell was. Mm-hmm. So she was one of the very first readers in her class. This is where it kind of gets a little interesting.
Okay.
At 13, she quit school and remained at home. So now we're very smart, we're very intelligent, we're the first reader in our class, but things are tough on the farm. Mom needs help at home on the farm. And so this little girl who is very intelligent at 13 years old has to quit school and go and help Mom to maintain the home.
That was pretty common back then, though.
It was. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back with my favorite, Anna Blair.
Okay.
It's the weekend, and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting, and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County, Farmers Mutual Insurance.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank. We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online banking, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be. Clay County State Bank.
Okay, welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth, and
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we are talking about strong women of the past.
Yeah, because there was a lot in Clay County.
There were a lot of Clay. Yeah, that's right. We were, and we are talking about.
We were talking about Anna Blair, and I have the picture of her on my board here, but I would love if you hold her.
Okay, I'm going to hold her up.
Kind of try to.
Okay, you can see I've got notes.
It's not the best picture. Maybe can you like bring it out a little? Yeah, I don't know if you guys can.
That is Anna Blair.
Yeah, she's pretty young in that picture.
Yeah.
So,
It's white, so it's having a hard time focusing. But yeah, she was a very thin woman. She was kind of ill her whole life too.
Oh.
Okay, so we talked about how her dad comes home from the Civil War. He gets sick. He passes away. She starts public school in Louisville. She's the top reader of her class. Everything's going well. The farm life gets tough. Money gets tight because they were not a wealthy family. And so at the age of 13, she quit school to stay at home.
Okay.
But while she's still at home, this little girl kept reading literature and history. Now, she also finds out that she has a talent for drawing. She loves drawing, so now she's sketching.
She's very artistic.
She's very artistic,
Okay.
and she had a love for details, okay? So then she starts doing portraits.
Okay.
This is what's great about her. She first tried portraits, sketching, and here's a quote from her. "I can hardly remember when I began to sketch faces. Whenever I saw a new face, I would find myself sitting quietly and in my mind tracing the outlines of it." So it's not like this girl had somebody
sat quietly.
Sat quietly, exactly. So it's not like she just sat there, and was drawing you like a sketch artist. No, this girl would see you in town and then go home and by memory would be able to sketch you perfectly.
Wow.
I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's really
just closing your mind and you're just
talented.
crazy talented.
Yeah.
Crazy. And she had a great love for colors, but they had no money to buy paints or brushes. So, here we go. She's a clever little girl. She used to mash berries, mash green wheat, and plants to make her own paints.
Smart.
So she's a reader. She loves literature. She loves history. She loves to draw. She can sketch by memory. And now the little girl is making her own paints.
Okay. I'm impressed.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
What did she do as an adult if she did all that in her...
She's very educated. So at the age of 16, she began to attend the Xenia public schools.
Okay.
So now she was at Louisville. Now she's a Xenia. Okay? She had neglected arithmetic. She didn't like arithmetic. But get this. So she's focused on all this other stuff. So she didn't like arithmetic, but now she gave it a little bit more attention and in 2 years obtained a more thorough mastery of it than pupils who had been in arithmetic for 10 years.
Oh my gosh. See, I think she was probably a genius. Like if they had IQ tests back then, I think she would have
I bet she would have been.
Yeah,
because I don't like math. I think I'm going to focus on math. So, why wouldn't you? So, and by the way, I'm going to beat everybody, all you people that's been in here for 10 years. I'm just going to take over.
Wow.
Very, very intelligent. Okay. So at the age at 15, arithmetic, she thought, well, if I'm good at that, I think I'll study a little science. So now she goes and she's like, okay, I've got literature, I got history, I've excelled at arithmetic. I'm going to take you all down to science. And guess what she did?
Yeah,
she took them all down. Yeah. She was just absolutely. It says the science of arithmetic is abstracting reasoning, and reasoning powers of the mind are not awake until after the period of youth has arrived. So now, and she's young doing all this. So basically what they're saying is you cannot be smart in arithmetic and science until you're older because your brain is not. But this little girl goes in there at 15 years old, like beam, 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 and is just wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. In 1877, she went to the Van Buren County, Iowa, and procuring the county superintendent's certificate and engaged in teaching.
Oh, became a teacher.
Now she's a teacher.
Okay. In Iowa.
In Iowa. She's moved to Iowa.
Where at in Iowa?
Van Buren County.
Okay. I don't know where that is.
I don't know much about Iowa.
I only know a tiny little bit.
I don't know much. The second year, she obtained a first grade certificate and remained 4 years longer in the same county. Now, in 1882, she returned back to Clay County, and she continued teaching in various schools for about 4 years.
Okay. Wonder how old she was by that time.
It never says when she's born.
Okay.
Well, she would have to come back here and do the math for that because I don't do math. I thought about it. I'm like, I wonder how, because we think alike.
It's okay.
I'm like, I wonder how old she was. I'm like, well, I could do the math, but I don't want to because she would have totally stepped right on me, but when she walked in the door. And then in 1888, she was elected by the Board of Education of Tuscola, Illinois, to take charge of their grammar school.
Okay, so now she was like the teacher or the principal?
I think she just took charge. It just says to take charge of their grammar school. So I'm assuming she's the head of everybody.
Okay, well, that or it could have been a one-room schoolhouse.
Right, true.
Okay, so keep going.
I'm picturing this grand thing, and Anna just came in and took over. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then, in 1894, she was elected to the position of teacher of literature and drawing in Charleston, Illinois.
Wow, she's just moving up the ladder, folks.
She totally is. So she was in the Charleston public schools, and she remained there for a period of 4 years. Seems to be like the only place. It's like 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, and then she gets
a little bit of a pattern.
She has a pattern. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then in 1898, she gave up teaching and went into the school, the photography business in Charleston, where she remained with good success for 2 years.
2 years?
So, yep. So then in Charleston, she goes into the photography business. And then at that same year after she does her photography business, she moves back to Florida and opens up her own photography studio. It says she is building up a fine business and her excellent work is constantly increasing the circle of her customers. Miss Blair is a pleasant, affable lady devoted to her friends and her business, and from her studio goes the best and most artistic work done in this county or section. Yeah, Anna Blair was impressive.
Yeah,
she
cool.
came from nothing, quit school at 13, excelled in everything she did.
Does it say what part of the county she lived in? Because I'm picturing like Blair Township, which is like north, like near the Horde.
Well, it says her studio was in Florida.
Oh, okay.
So she literally started out in like Louisville, then she went to all these different places, and so it did say in Florida. I wonder where at in Florida, and I don't know where she's buried.
I don't know.
Now that's something, Beth, we can find at the genealogies where she's buried at, Anna Blair.
I also have an app on my phone that I can look up people.
So you could literally just what you have what? Okay, I'm confused.
It's called Find a Grave.
And
I can type her into that, or I can check the area.
I think I have really. I want to know where she's buried because I want to go there.
Okay.
So, but I know that I have in one of my researching, typed in somebody's name and literally find a grave it comes up on my Facebook.
It's a website, but you can, just for my phone,
you set that app on my phone?
Sure. I sure will.
Yeah, I want to do that during the next commercial break, so I'm going to find Anna Blair because I love Anna Blair. I love.
She's definitely.
I love Ruby.
Woman.
I love Anna.
Yep.
And like I said, she was pretty. And the thing about it is, she wasn't in great health. You can tell. Of course, everybody back then was super thin.
Right.
But she was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Love Anna Blair.
Story.
Great story on Anna Blair.
Okay.
So who do you have?
Okay, so my next one is called. Her name was Laura, and some of you may remember her because this wasn't as far back. Her name was Laura Josephine Goebel. Her main name was Cameron. Everyone just called her Josephine. So if you knew Josephine Goebel, she was born in Hoosier Township. Her parents were Hiram and Maud. Maud was a Bible, and their last name was Cameron. And then she married a man named Johnny Goebel. So let me find my picture here. So yes, here we go.
Oh,
here's Josephine.
How cute.
So some of you may remember her. Yeah, she's adorable. So she has an interesting story during World War II. After she got married to Johnny Goebel, they moved to Wood River. And he immediately, after they got married, I think, he got sent to the South Pacific for World War II. So she's living in Wood River, and he's gone, and she went to work. So she actually worked at the Olin factory in St. Louis, which made bullets, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they're still there and they still make bullets.
Oh, really?
I know somebody that worked there not like terribly long ago, like 10 or 15 years ago.
So do you think working in a bullet factory is as dangerous as working in a fireworks?
I have an actual, here we go.
Oh, this is great, you guys. I can't wait to show you these. Do you want me to help you hold this?
Flyer, yeah.
This is,
this is the flyer
fantastic.
for where she worked that was kind of talking about, it was, let's go up a little bit, trying to encourage people to come to work there. And look at all these, aren't these women so cute? And they're making bullets. There's an important war job for you at Western, many types. I don't know why it says Western, but it was called Olin. Maybe it changed names through the years. So
I don't know, but it's amazing. It's like you said, Rosie the Riveter on steroids.
Yes.
Look at this. We got the lady down here in this corner bowling.
Yeah, they had at this factory. They had indoor entertainment for the ladies that worked there. They offered good pay. There's one thing on here. It's going to be a little hard to read, but it says much easier than ironing and washing. Like they made us
come make bullets. It's easier than being a homemaker.
Yeah, you paid them well, and they worked a lot, but they also
look at that picture. Which way am I going? Gosh, look at that. Whoop, there's my finger. Look at that.
Yeah,
those are huge.
Yes. So I'm going to show you.
This pamphlet is one of the greatest things we've come across.
So what they made was 22 millimeter bullets.
Oh my Lanta! What
is one
on earth?
This is one of them. This is one that she made, a 22 millimeter bullet. I Googled what they use these for.
Okay.
They use them in training fighter pilots or air guns, I think it said, something like that. This bullet is probably 7 inches long.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to, it's heavy. Very cool.
Oh my goodness, that is heavy.
She was in the factory, and then she made these. But
that is heavy.
Yes, yeah, very cool. There's more to her story. So
I want to hear this.
Yeah, we're gonna get ready to take another commercial break here in just a second.
You got a little bit. Let me look and see.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a minute.
Okay. So
you got half a minute.
Oh, I got half a minute.
You know what? You might as well just wait because that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't really want to dive into
let's not ramble because that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm loving that.
Yeah, I'll finish her story when we come back because she was an interesting lady. So.
I love that story. Yeah, we'll just take a quick commercial break.
Be right back.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Peggle's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Peggle Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
The insurance specialists have options to tailor to your needs at CSI Insurance Brokers. Experienced insurance brokers at CSI are skilled with all types of insurance plans and policies and represent many companies, including Safeco Insurance. You'll benefit from their detailed expertise, unbeatable premiums, and commitment to customer service. CSI Insurance Brokers and Safeco Insurance Company, providing affordable rates on quality insurance since 1952.
For over 50 years, at your locally owned and operated Roll King Supply in Salem and Olney, we've helped you and your neighbors enjoy an easy country lifestyle. We carry the most thorough sporting goods department around with a huge variety of hunting and fishing gear, camping equipment, and a variety of firearms for any need. Our team is here to help you find whatever you need. Open every day, it's Roll King in Salem and Olney, your locally owned farm and home store.
Okay, welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we're talking about strong women, and I am in the middle of a story all about Josephine Goebel and what she did during World War II. So
Very impressive.
She worked in the St. Louis area at a factory called Olin, where she manufactured 22 millimeter bullets, and not just the 22 millimeter bullets we think of if you know anything about guns, which are pretty small these days. But no, that was a great big bullet. They used that in planes, and they shot them from planes. So the other interesting thing about Josephine is that one thing about the factory is that there were incentives for the ones that actually worked with the bullets. Like the secretaries and stuff didn't get this, but the other women, they made more money because it was dangerous work. Right. So they got the incentive.
Can you imagine?
So, yeah.
I can't imagine what are you like packing the powder? I can't even imagine.
You are.
Oh boy, yeah, I bet that would be. And well, today they probably people don't touch them. It's probably all done conveyor belts and this and that, and robots doing everything. These girls were just like pack, and oh my goodness, they were some strong ladies.
Yes. So husband Johnny was gone to war. He comes back, and Josephine starts working at a business called Welcome Stranger. This was a thing back then in the 40s. It was, some towns, I think, called it Welcome Wagon. Welcome Stranger. When there was somebody that moved to your town, you had this service that showed up. They brought them bread and like canned goods and like probably a plate of brownies, and was like, welcome to the neighborhood.
Wow, okay.
Welcome to Wood River. We're happy to have you here.
Welcome, stranger.
Yes, here's a list of all of the community events. Here's a list of, like things that are in our area that you might enjoy. Here's organizations you might want to join. Here's a list of our churches.
Because honestly, back then when people come rolling in, they came into town probably, they
can't Google the town. They don't know.
They don't know anything, and everybody that comes in, you're coming to the town first. They're like, "Oh, who's the stranger in the wagon? That's new."
There's
We're
no
like
Google Maps, so if you're not real sure where every
points of entry into towns, usually one way in, one way out.
Yeah, they probably didn't know like how many grocery stores there were, or which is the best gas station, or where can I get the best flour or whatever. So they had a service that would come and introduce themselves to the new people and tell them all the things that they needed to know about the community.
I love that.
But also, just be friendly and kind and welcoming, and show them things they can do, but also bring them a basket of goodies, I think. Okay.
Basket of apples if it's Clay County.
So while she was doing all of this, Welcome Stranger, she started her own business.
Okay.
And it was a diaper service, and I don't know if I wrote down the name of it, but basically what she did was she had all of these cloth diapers, because back then there were not any disposable diapers. And if you had a baby, you could sign up for this diaper service, and then I think like once a week she would deliver X amount of diapers to your house.
Wow.
And she would take your dirty diapers. Okay? And then she would wash them and dry them and go all through the laundry or whatever for all these diapers. And then it was just this continuous cycle. So the diapers that were on your child, I think, probably could have been used by another child. But it was just this, basically a laundry service for diapers. And she would deliver diapers to your home and pick up your dirty diapers. And she did that for years and years and years. So back then it was typical for women, more women than not stayed home, raised their families at home. She did not. She worked the whole entire time. She did this Welcome Stranger thing throughout her life, and she did the diaper service. She could not sit still, and when in her free time, she sewed for everyone. Everyone in town that had a sewing project, she was your gal. So she would do all of the sewing and mending, plus she worked, plus she took care of her house.
Ooh-wee. She was a woman with a lot of energy, wasn't she?
She was high energy, I think. So she eventually retired from all of that, and then Johnny passed away in 1983. And then after that, in 2004, she moved back to Clay County from Wood River. So her family was from Clay County, so that she came back. Most of the people in our stories always come back. And so she lived and passed away here. But she definitely... Again. She's definitely an interesting woman. From working she was like Rosie the Riveter in real life.
She absolutely is. She should be on our, what's her little shirt say? Something grandma.
Greatest great grandma.
Greatest great grandma. Isn't she adorable?
Yeah, she is.
That is a
So-
hard-working woman.
Yes.
People.
Worked hard all of her life, started her own business.
Yeah.
Worked during World War II.
Just when you
Like,
just when you think you've worked hard, take a gander of that
Oh,
lady.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
to deal with everyone's dirty diapers the whole entire
Oh
time.
my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I mean, it's
But
just like
for
my
one service.
my Aunt Jean Hemphill. She's passed away a few years ago, but I remember my Aunt Jean. She did people's laundry. She would go down and bring people's laundry and take it and do it, and just backbreaking work. And we, I'm just going to throw us all under the bus. We think we work hard. We don't touch what they used to do.
No.
We have no clue.
No.
We all the modern stuff that we have today,
Yeah.
easy breezy for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to
so who
finish
got
up. Well, I've got Sarah Emma Case.
Okay, Sarah.
Sarah was a teacher. She was another
Okay.
teacher.
Okay,
Here we go.
Take a look at her.
Let me get there, Sarah. Okay.
Okay.
Sarah, she was born, Sarah Emma Case, born in August 4th, 1874, near Johnsonville, Illinois, in Wayne County. The daughter of Titus George and Martha Jane Green Case. Once again, her father was born in Delaware County, Ohio, in 1838. The youngest son of Mr. and Mrs. Tim Case. Titus served again the 17th Ohio Volunteer Regiment of the Civil War.
Okay, her husband was in the Civil War.
This is her father.
Oh, her dad. Okay.
Her father. Okay, so he first married a lady named Sarah Britton in 1861, and they had 2 sons. His wife Sarah died in 1871, and he remarried again. He married a Martha Womack.
Okay.
And Martha is the mother of Sarah Emma Case. Okay?
Okay, so this is with his second wife.
Second wife. So Sarah received her education in public schools in Wayne County, Illinois. And then she attended the Hayward College in Fairfield and Southern Illinois Normal in Carbondale.
Oh, wow.
So she's another one that's going off.
She went to college and university, bigger university. Okay.
Absolutely. So she actually began her teaching career in Wayne County in 1893. Her first school was Pleasant Ridge in that county.
Okay.
Get this. This is what I loved about this story. Her annual fee for teaching was $136 for 6 months.
Oh.
So she worked for 6 months to make $136.
That was probably decent money.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
She taught at Blue Point in Johnsonville, Oak Grove, in Hargrave. She taught at Jeff. She taught at the Buckeye, Orchardville, and this woman, she taught everywhere she went. I mean, it was just crazy. She was a teacher all over the place.
Okay.
Her salary ranged from $30 for 2 months of work in 1898 to her top annual pay of $682 in 8 months.
Wow.
So her last teaching job was at Clay County at the Fender School in Iola.
So she really did jump around to different schools.
Yeah, she really did.
Do you think no one liked her? And they just kept, they're like, she's mean. We're moving her out and getting somebody else.
I don't know, but it's crazy.
Was she married? Yes,
Yes,
she was married.
Yes, Miss Sarah Emma Case was married to Archibald H. Cambron in 1910, and he died in 1939, with his burial taking place on their 29th anniversary.
Oh, man, that's
They were
sad.
married on June 6th, and he died.
They really weren't married that long before he
No,
died.
yeah. She lived in Florida in 1930, and they had one daughter named Martha Merle. Her loves were arts and music, and math, English, and they said she went the extra mile in her endeavors to expose her students to knowledge about worldly events.
Oh, I actually bet she was well loved.
I bet she was well loved. Well, I mean, I wonder how many teachers they would have had back in the day.
A lot, I think.
Yeah.
There were a lot of schools, so there had to be a lot of teachers.
She also kind of loved, she loved world history, and she loved Hollywood.
Oh.
She introduced her kids to famous people.
Oh,
So
cool.
she might have been, who knows, maybe she should have started the Nashville Enquirer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
She loved famous people.
Interesting.
She retired from teaching in 1942 at the age of 68. And died at the age of 75 on February 1950. Sarah Emma Case is laid at Elmwood Cemetery, leaving her one daughter, Martha Merle Cambridge Brown. So her daughter was married, and she was a more remarkable lady who loved her profession of teaching She conveyed this to all who knew her, a definite asset to all the students she taught and also to those who had the pleasure of knowing her. So she was much beloved teacher.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I got this
I'm glad she
article.
wasn't a meanie.
Right. I got this from Rena Lentz Thomas. So if Rena's did this, she must have been a very well respected,
Yes.
loved and adored lady.
Uh-huh.
So there you have it, guys.
Man, there's some cool ladies in our history.
Yeah. We have teachers, bullet makers,
the hospital
administrator. We have entertainers.
Yes.
And we have a painter and a photographer.
Yes, and we didn't even.
Wow.
I mean,
We haven't even
so many-
scratched the surface.
And no, there are so many other women that we could have picked, and we will.
Yeah.
And if you have one that you would like to hear about, you let us know.
You may have a family member that you want us to
Got
do.
a great story in your family? We want to hear it. So.
Oh yeah, that would be wonderful. Yeah, we just touched the surface, and that's one I think the tough women will kind of be like the houses every once in a while, probably monthly. We might throw in a couple because the women were impressive, and like I said, it's not guys. They had no rights. I mean, women didn't get the right to vote till like 1918. You know, so we're talking these women were strong and powerful in the late 1800s, doing their thing, and they didn't even have the right to vote.
Let's go to our rules
to live by.
We always end our show with a rule to live by.
I love these too. Oh, this is a good one. Never regret what has happened in the past. You can't change it.
Oh, that's really good.
It is a good because how many people live in the past?
Not me.
And unfortunately, if you live in the past and you just dwell and dwell and dwell on everything that's bad happened, you're never going to see the bright future ahead.
Let it go.
Oh, are you going to sing a little Frozen to us? Yeah, but that is true because I think a lot of people just can't let go of what's happened. No. Whether you've wronged somebody or somebody's wronged you, just let it go. Give it over to God and let it ride because
you got to put it behind you.
You got to put it behind you.
Don't move on if you're stuck in the past.
One thing that is like, well, if I did this, doubt comes from Satan, so just don't do it.
Yeah.
What if you would have done it different? Who knows? I mean,
then you can watch time travel movies and stuff about how if you would have done something different, how it changes the whole trajectory of everything in the future, because all of depends.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. Keep referring back to that.
Except for that movie, that doesn't count because that's
not time travel.
That's not time travel.
Anyway, my point is that just if you change one thing about your life, I mean, it does have an effect. So
there's this song that Barbara Streisand sings, and basically lines are, if I would change a single thing, what went amiss or went astray, I would have never found my way to you.
Yeah,
and it's true because we're all where we're at because of our path.
Yeah.
And
has a song kind of like that. God bless the broken road.
Yeah,
you know that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It is true. I wouldn't change my life for anything. There's nothing about my life I would change.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think I would go back.
Nope, I wouldn't change a thing.
I wouldn't change a thing either, but don't live in the past. Let go. Live.
Yes.
Watch By the Way with Beth and Stacey. It'll make you
just have fun.
Wait a minute. We're telling people not to live in the past, and it's literally
we're talking about the past, but we're not living it. We're just admiring it and remembering it.
The only time that Beth and I would like to go back and live in the past is if we could live in some of them old Victorian homes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then we might go back.
Jason's always like, "No, you wouldn't. You would be freezing the whole entire time. So shut up. You would not love it." And I'm like, "I think I would love that." He's like, "You would be too cold. You're cold in our house. We have a thermostat set on 72."
Yeah, Jim is like, can you imagine living in your Victorian house without air conditioning? You're going through menopause. Yeah. Be quiet, lady.
I know, exactly. I don't know what I would do. I would be down in the cellar.
We are glad you joined us. God bless you.
Yep,
have a glorious day.
Bye-bye.